My name is Leanna Armagast, and today I will be presenting my visual art essay for the Deaf Studies course. Today I will be using a visual art form of a drawing to demonstrate deaf identity and talk about how this is a situation that many deaf individuals experience. To discuss that more further, I will go ahead and show off the art form today. For my approach, I wanted to discuss symbolism and how simplistic symbolism is used to kind of explain how people feel and what they go through every day. We all have to make a lot of decisions in life, and I think that deaf individuals face this struggle as well. I'll give you a few seconds to just look at the art form, so I'm going to cut myself out of the video. Okay, I'm gonna keep it with me and put it down here and there, but right now I'm just gonna explain. We talk about a lot of deaf culture and a lot of deaf things in class that kind of describe how deaf people can experience certain stages in their life, decisions in their life, maybe how they see the world. And a lot of deaf individuals throughout the videos and the lectures and the notes that we've taken in class or the documentaries that I've personally seen in my own studies have discussed how growing up, even day to day, even currently, as adults, they feel as if they are living in two worlds, and there isn't yet a form of, solidarity for deaf individuals just yet. Personally, I wanted to include two worlds. There's going to be simplistic symbols. This one has more of the hearing symbols, the things that deaf people feel like they're being forced to deal with. This side has more of the visual side of the world, the deaf accepting side, in a sense, the uppercase of D, which represents the deaf community and the lack of need for any medical changes or anything to adhere to the difference of hearing and non-hearing people. I include the third path because I think that a lot of deaf individuals are asking questions, are confused, concerned. That's why I put a lot of question marks on the road path. I think that they are looking for a world that accepts them in both ways, and that society needs to change and adhere to this because we need to start accepting others for whoever they are and not expecting them to change to fit another world instead of being in a common one that accepts everybody and allows for differences to be something that doesn't deter them from being successful. I think that deaf people have had to make a lot of changes and a lot of accommodations to get what they deserve, and we need to start as a society accepting them for who they are individually. I also included the lowercase and uppercase D. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk into some symbols to explain the next part of my video. So for symbols of the hearing world, I included things that were very auditory, very loud. We talk about in schools how they were forced to, if you look into the history of ASL, it was actually originally banned. A lot of deaf individuals were told they could not sign, and they were pretty much silenced because if they weren't lip reading or auditorily responding despite not being able to hear the person they were talking to, then it was seen as wrong and they could get in trouble and lose their educational resources. Students also had to experience sometimes cochlear implants, a lot of the ear surgeries and ear procedures to assist them in their hearing loss, even though they should not be forced to go through that. For the other side, the more visual side, I included eyes, I included facial expression, acceptance, ASL, the language that many deaf individuals use, not all deaf individuals use. For the entirety of the photo, the drawing, I wanted it to represent what a lot of deaf individuals experience because, as we've learned, many deaf families include deaf child to non-deaf parents, and this can be a little more difficult for those children who feel as if they are separated both at home and in the world. This reflects on deaf identity because as you grow up, everyone's trying to find their identity, trying to be represented in themselves The symbols in the pictures represent this because it demonstrates where there's either issues for deaf individuals or struggles, and where there's areas of change, because at the end of the day, we're searching for a time and a society where everyone is respected correctly as well as included in one world instead of two separate. I did this art form because I feel like it's important to like come into a change where this is what our society reflects. And I wanted to ask 3 questions for the students today. My first question is going to be really focusing on how do we identify symbolism and struggles? Like what other ways do we see deaf identity and how it struggles and how these individuals struggle in our current society? What are other symbols that we could put on this picture? The second question I had is going forward, how can we as a society promote better change and accommodate for deaf individuals and to help ease the struggles of deaf identity? My third question is, what are things that we can do to push for a better connection between worlds? How can we get to that singular, fully accepting world faster? What are things that we feel as if we could do right now, either as students or as people or as citizens? Thank you and have a good rest of your day.